Hello, everybody. Let me adjust this a little bit. Let's try and get some of this tank in the background. All right, it's Wednesday. It was a long weekend. I feel like I'm crooked. Am I crooked? Whatevers. All right, so it's Wednesday. The week is half over, as always. I did get some sun. I don't know if I physically look like I'm tanning a little bit, but I was at Ohio Fish Rescue this past weekend from Friday until Sunday. It was a long weekend. It was a lot of work, a lot of fun, a lot of work, and some more fun. I thought this live stream just kind of recap this past weekend. I got some new things going on. If you guys notice in the thumbnail and in this tank right there swimming around, these guys are new as of last night. Let's get this out of the way. So these are parkinsoni rainbow fish. These are from my local guy. This is one of his breeding trios, and he's basically letting me borrow them so I can spawn them for a while and get a bunch of fry. Rainbow fish do take a while to grow to a sellable size, so he's basically letting me borrow them, spawn them, get as many eggs as I can, and then he'll take them back. Kind of like a rent a breeding pair type deal. Pretty sweet though of him. That was his idea. I asked him if he had any more pairs available so I could sell them, and he's running out. And then he was like, hey, just take my breeding trio, spawn them, and then you'll have a ton of fry to grow out. Because, you know, it might take 6 months, 8 months to grow them to a sellable size. But anyways, I have them now, and I'm hoping they get busy here soon. So I did put a spawning mop in there. I didn't check it today. They haven't even been in this tank 24 hours yet. Yeah, not even 24 hours yet. So we'll see how long it takes. But they should be good to go. So yeah, let me see who's all here. Haley was the first one to comment, and I was giving her a little crap because in Rob 93's stream, she mentioned she has never seen an ocean. So Haley, you need to see an ocean at some point. I know you said Lake Michigan you've seen. That does not count at all. I don't know if you saw that while you were in Chicago or what, but it doesn't count. You need to see an ocean. And the easiest one, I would say, being a Midwest person myself, go see the Gulf. Go to Florida, go to the Gulf side. You'll have a great time. So anyways, Adele's here. Hello, Adele and GRB. Good to see you as always, guys. Papa Shrimp's here. Says I look like a beet. Papa Shrimp was also at Ohio Fish Rescue as well. I know he got some sun. I was talking to Rob from Flip Aquatics last night, and he did say Jerry did look like he got some sun. But Healy said there is more hair on your face than your head, bro. Did you know? I did know. I've been growing facial hair forever. And I have never clean shaven since I've been able to grow facial hair. So I've always had, you know, maybe once in a while I'll rock like a goatee or something, but I've always had something. And I would look like a toddler if I didn't have facial hair. I'm just saying. Let's see what else is going on in here. Oh, my chat just jumped. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Chevy Fish said, if you shave your beard now, you will have a white chin. Yep, that's why I just won't do it. It was funny because when I did shave my head, I had just a little bit of sun, so it was all white up here, but that's pretty much gone now, I think. But it just feels good. I always typically keep short haircuts because I don't like messing with my hair in the morning before work. I like to get up, get ready, and get to work. I don't want to have to do anything, so this is my preferred haircut. It's cooler. And before anybody says it's cooler and you have a beard, my face never gets hot. It's my head. It's a big head, so Um, Del says Steven is looking tan though. Hashtag Ohio summer. This is just from last weekend. It was mainly from Sunday. So Saturday at Ohio Fish Rescue. Well, let's back up. Let's just insider information on this whole weekend on Ohio Fish Rescue and what really goes down off camera there. And maybe I'll get arrested for mentioning these. No, I'm just kidding. So Friday night I showed up. I got there during their live stream. Josh had to go do some stuff in the fish room, so I kind of like took over co-hosting slash letting Big Rich talk and do his thing. You know, I helped him read some of his super chats because Big Rich is mostly blind when it comes to reading text off a screen. And if you guys don't know, they have like a big, like 55-inch or 65-inch TV on the wall, and that has like their streaming system set up, and they keep YouTube chat open, and the camera's mounted on the top. So with Big Rich, because he always wears his sunglasses, you know, you don't really see his eyes. But for me, like, I'm always reading the chat and it's over here and the camera's up there, so I feel weird because I want to look at the camera, right? Like, I want to look at least in that direction. But, you know, with reading chat, I feel like I'm never, like, there, you know? And I know Josh, he reads the chat on his phone because he likes to read it live. So that's why you always see Josh, you know, looking kind of, like, down. It's because he's reading the chat on his phone. The computer, they basically pause the chat and they scroll through it as they, you know, get to those things. So Friday, after the live stream, Papa Shrimp showed up during the live stream. He was actually waiting outside. He's never been to OFR. He's actually new to living in Ohio. He's in the chat. He moved up here from Texas. He works for Flip Aquatics now. But he was going to come Saturday to help out. I talked him into coming out Friday night because Friday night I just planned on having a good time. You know, the work week was over. I just want to relax. And then let's get busy Saturday. So we hung out. Big Rich did get his guitar out. Jerry played some drums. There was a little incident with the stereo system in the basement with shortly after Jerry was playing the drums. I don't think that they're doing content on that, but one of the amplifiers caught fire when they turned it on, and turned out because there was a lot of moisture, their sump pump in their basement, the float level got stuck on like the wiring, and it, like, I don't want to say it flooded the basement. It didn't flood it, but it put water on the ground, and that moisture content shorted one of the amps out. And Big Rich turned on the amp, and it blew. Something blew in the amp. You heard a pop, and then flames shot out of it. And I was like, Big Rich, your amp's on fire, dude. And he's like, oh, you know, and then he flips it off, and he's upset because it's an expensive amp. And but Josh said he'd buy him a new one. So that was Friday night, and we hung out. I mean, we were drinking, hanging out, great time. We ended up, Big Rich went to bed. I don't even know what time Big Rich went to bed. I'm not even sure what time Papa Shrimp went to bed. He stayed in the downstairs guest bedroom. I was in the upstairs guest bedroom. But I know that Josh and I separately went to bed at like 2:45. Saturday morning hit. I woke up. I didn't know what time it was. I checked my phone. It was like 6 o'clock. I'm like, hell no. I'm not getting up at 6. I fell back asleep for a couple hours. Woke up. Josh was already up doing things. I walk out to the fish room, and he's like, hey, good morning. I'm like, morning. And he's like, all right, let's move these stands. I'm like, oh. So we started moving the stands out because we wanted to get as much outside as possible before everybody showed up. And his videos that they released like today and 2 days ago, you saw that process of moving the stuff out in the morning. Saturday came and people just started showing up, and it was super nice. More and more people came to help. And I don't know exactly how many people came overall. I would say maybe 15 to 20 showed up to help, which was super awesome that people were willing to, you know, donate their time and labor, because it was a lot of work to do all that. And the goal, my goal was to cut the stands, grind the welds, and get to welding, I ran into some issues with cutting them. So the blades I got cut the steel like butter. Like they said in the video, it cuts it great. And I'm going to try to stay to the side so that way the tank's more in view. The blades did great. The problem was the welds. The welds were super thick and it was struggling with them. And I've never had it struggle with a weld before like this. The stands are mild steel, and I think the filler might be stainless steel. There's different kinds of metals you can use, and I think that after talking to my father, he's big into welding. He said they might use stainless steel because it's a harder weld. It's probably not needed because the way the stands are built, like these are built in the way I build them, the welds are not supporting weight. The legs support all the weight, so all the weight goes straight down onto the legs. The welds just have to hold the pieces in place. I got a text message. Go away. Anyways, I think they might use stainless steel because even after finally cutting through it all, and I went to grinding it took forever too. And it just, I think it might have been stainless steel. It was definitely a harder steel than the standard. Oh, wait a minute. What is... So I just caught chat. I totally texted him. What is going on in the chat? Threw him off good, didn't it? What am I missing? My chat jumped. There's a lot of people in here. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I see a bunch of LOLs. So, what is happening? I don't... Oh, Josh and Steven sitting in a tree. You know what? What happens between Josh and I, that's between us, guys. Fishinng. Oh, you guys. GRB said, just checked my mailbox and I received the USB air pump all the way out to Australia. Thanks again. You're welcome, bud. I honestly, I didn't know if you would get it, being like I was sending an electronic unit through the mail, and you know, that's awesome that you received it. Sweet. Anyways, I'm gonna ignore the dragon in the chat. So now you got me all sidetracked. But anyways, what was I talking about? I know Saturday, the steel, like grinding the steel was taking forever. I spent hours. It felt like grinding just the top. That's where all the sun came from. This is actually from Sunday of just grinding everything. It was a ton of work. I felt really bad that I didn't get the tank stand welded. Originally, I thought I'd have them both done this weekend, and Saturday night hit. I was like, "There's no way, no way." So I was like, my goal is to at least get one stand done, and it was like 3 o'clock on Sunday, and I had to leave. My parents were watching my dogs since Friday, and it's a 2-hour drive home, so I had to cut off my time there at 3, and 3 o'clock hit, and I'm like, well, it's ready. The top's done. I still got to cut the legs off. The legs are no issue. The hardest part of that is going to be setting up my jig, leveling it to make sure everything's cut at 18 inches, but that won't be the problem. Welding is going to be, it's easy for me to weld. It's just going to be really tedious because the way I have to do it, it's going to be very time consuming. I'm going back up this weekend just for a day. I'm going to try to leave my house at like 5 a.m. I know that probably won't happen, but my goal would be to leave at 5. But, you know, if I could leave at 6, that will work. Because, once again, it's a day thing. So I got to wake up, let my dogs out, drive the 2 hours up there, get as much work done as I can, and then drive home in the evening so I can let my dogs back out, feed them again, and that stuff. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, at least one stand will be done this coming weekend. And then I will just keep going up there until the second stand's done. I do have a little bit of a different plan on the second stand. I don't think it's really going to speed anything up. It just might make it easier, but grinding through those welds is going to take time. I remember somebody asking me, I don't know if it was there in person or if it was on Facebook, asking what would be easier, cutting these things down or making new ones. Honestly, making new ones would be just about the same amount of time. You know, I thought this wouldn't be this intensive of, it's the labor, the actual time of grinding is taking forever. But there was a lot of hard work. You know, I don't want to make this all about the stands I'm working on. I got a little sidetracked on Saturday because there were so many people there, and you know, I'm working on these stands, but I wanted to help carry these other stands. I did watch one of their videos today on my lunch break, and it was kind of a blur of what all happened. I did see that I was helping on multiple stands, which I'm glad that I was able to, but maybe I should have stopped what I was doing with that and just stayed on modifying these stands for them. But I don't know, I just felt like I needed to help lift stuff. And there was a couple times where they asked for anybody and everybody to help lift. The 500-gallon cube stand was actually the worst out of the whole day to move. The problem with that, it's a lot of weight in a small space. You can only have so many people lifting it. So with 1,000-gallon, being that so long, you can have a ton of people all the way around it to spread that weight out. But with the cube being 4 foot by 4 foot, you can only put, you know, 2 people on each side and maybe 2 people front to back. And that tank is actually really heavy. The stand's not bad at all, but yeah, so that was actually the worst tank out of the weekend to move. The worst thing to do the whole weekend was their roof. So they took the roof off the back of their deck, and they wanted to take it off as one piece. And I don't know the dimensions on how wide and long the deck is, but those poles for the awning are super long, and their deck's really wide. So they wanted to take it all off as one piece and then carry it around. Well, that thing was a big wind sail at first because we took it off with the tarp covering on it still, and the wind would pick up just a little bit of wind. That thing's going everywhere. And it was heavy. It was extremely heavy. And then the other part to throw in more on that is we had to lift it up and over the header board across the deck. So it was the logistics of it was extremely tight on what you had to do. And like everybody had to work together. That was probably the worst part of the day, was trying to maneuver that. And that was the last thing we did. Their goal was to get the tanks done. Move the tanks out, move them in. Anything extra was a bonus. Well, since everybody was still there, we got everything done relatively in a fast pace. That they're like, all right, let's knock this awning out while everybody's here. And at that time, everybody's tired. Everybody's been carrying these heavy stands and tanks around. So they were just, you know, everybody's fatigued, and you know, it was tiresome. Food was there, so we waited until the awning was done. Then everybody ate. Some people left at that point, and a lot of people stayed to hang out. I wish I could remember everybody's names. The one guy, I know his name was Eyeliner. I forget his real name, but I think Big Rich called him Eyeliner. He just looked like he had eyeliner on just from his like eyelashes. I don't know. That's what Big Rich said. So everybody started calling him Eyeliner. And that's what I'll remember him as. His name is Eyeliner. Bearded Fish Keeper was there. Papa Shrimp just said Roger. So that guy's name was Roger. Big Rich was in a metal band in the 80s. He can't call anybody eyeliner. That's funny. So, yeah, Saturday night, hung out. We went swimming in the Predator Pond. We were drinking. Finally the work's done. Let's drink and relax, have fun. It was good. Just there was a bunch of us just kind of like sitting in the shallow end of the Predator Pond, drinking some beers and just talking about fish. And it was a good time. We ended up going down to the basement. Some people were playing pool. We played Cards Against Humanity. And then I don't even remember what we did after that. We tried to start a fire. That didn't work. It rained, so the firewood was all wet. They tried gasoline, didn't light. But tried a fire, didn't work. And then I think not too long after that, I went to bed. I was tired. And Sunday woke up. I immediately went outside. I didn't know if anybody else was up, so I just went outside and started cutting on the stands. And it was funny because I had already started cutting the stands, and Josh came out and was checking the stands to see what was cut. So he'd grab a section of the legs on the stands, he'd wiggle it like, oh, that's cut, that's cut. Well, he grabbed the one I just got done cutting, and he was surprised. He was like, oh, that's hot. I'm like, yeah, just cutting. He didn't even realize I was out there cutting. But this weekend's going to be busy yet again. I think Saturday I'm going to a family's house for a cookout for the 4th. I might go canoeing in the morning or kayaking in the morning for a friend's birthday. Like, get together. They're doing this canoeing trip. If I do that, I got to leave that canoeing thing and then go straight to my family's house. They're not doing fireworks this year, so I think it's going to be like hang out, cook out, and then come home, wake up at 5 a.m., and then start driving to Ohio Fish Rescue. I got to take some fish with me. I don't know if he's in here. Small Fry Aquatics. Got some parkinsoni, which are from these guys over there. I'm going to deliver it to him up in Cleveland. He's from around there somewhere. I just happened to look at chat and I see Haley said stupid car. In case you guys don't know, her car is a yeah. You should hear her car. So I was talking to Haley, I don't know, like a week ago on the phone, and I was like, what's that noise? It sounds like an animal call. Like, I don't want to say a duck call, but it's like this like elk call. I'm like, what is that noise? And she's like, that's my car. Like, I don't know if when she turns a certain way, but it sounds like an animal call going off, and it's not supposed to sound like that. She didn't rig up an animal call to the car. Her car makes interesting noises. Yeah, it's probably a Ford. But she's missing out on all these OFR shenanigans because her car can't make it that far. And she always asks me to come pick her up in Indianapolis, which is a 3-hour drive that way. And OFR is a 2-hour drive that way. So it'd be like 3, 6, 7, an 8-hour trip to make that happen. Haley's a good friend, but she's not that good of a friend to have me drive 8 hours worth to get to OFR. Though I don't even remember what the OFR event was. OFR did a big thing, and Haley wanted to go to it, so she ended up taking a Greyhound bus to here in Columbus, and then I gave her a ride from Columbus up to Cleveland, because she really wanted to go that bad that she took a Greyhound bus. That really happened. Apparently it was a fun trip for her. She looked like hell when she got off that bus, but low boy Nick's here. So Nick was there both days this weekend. He was helping out a ton. I didn't even realize low boy Nick. Well, I realized this low boy Nick, and I saw Miata. Nick's got this Miata that used to be like super low to the ground, and now it's got like off-road tires on it, and he wanted to jump the backyard creek with it. It's a good thing he actually didn't drive the Miata to OFR this past weekend, because he probably would have done it. He had his truck there, his SUV, but he did talk about trying to jump the creek with the Miata. It would have been great content for the channel, so I think I'm going to have to try to keep talking Nick into doing that in the future. So Nick, Sunday I'll be up there. Bring your Miata. We'll try to jump the creek with it. And by we, I mean you can jump the creek and I'll record it. And maybe I'll do a live stream or something, so that way there's no editing of the car blowing up. Nick said, I'll bring it, never scared. CJ said the neighbors at OFR will crucify us if it happens. Dude, I'm sure, like, the shenanigans are real when everybody gets together. It's so much fun. Haley said, at Tom, miss you and Fish Club virtual meeting tomorrow. Dean is giving us talk via live stream about Peru. So I haven't been, I don't even know if we've had a club meeting since this all happened. I did read that there was going to be like a, like an online meeting. I don't know. I don't remember when that was supposed to go down, so I might have missed it. Oh, Ohio Fish Rescue's in here too. So I don't know if that's Big Rich or Josh. I'm guessing that's Big Rich. But anyways, Big Rich, if that's you, you did tell Nick he could do it. I was there, and I can confirm that Big Rich gave the okay to jump the Miata across the pond, or across the creek. So, yep, we'll see how... I'd love to see it. So, Nick, there's your challenge. You are challenged to jump the creek with your Miata. And I do believe his Miata said Booty Patrol on it at one point. I think he did say this weekend that it no longer says that, but I'm pretty sure it said Booty Patrol on it. Haley said, online meeting for Circle City Aquarium Club, open to the public, tomorrow at 7:30. Dean is speaking about Peru. Can post the link if y'all want it. I would be interested in watching that. So yeah, go ahead, Haley, and post the link. It is Big Rich talking on the channel. Oh, he said, I'll record so you could ride as passenger, tough guy. Yeah, I know my limits, Big Rich, and I will sit that one out. I will let Nick, you know what, Ryan, the bearded fish keeper, Ryan can ride shotgun. Maybe we can get Josh to stand on the back lid, maybe tie a rope to the front, and he can ride it like a Bronco across the creek, but that could be interesting, for sure. Yep. Everybody's talking about that in the chat. Could go down. Let's go take a walk out to the mini pond. I was going to say the pond, but now that OFR's here, they gotta make my pond look tiny. Anytime you're around OFR, any of your biggest fish tanks look tiny compared to the OFR tanks. It's just how it is. But let's go look at the pond. There's a ton of fry in it. Ohio Fish Rescue, Big Rich said, Haley, you have missed all the fun. It was an awesome time this weekend. I had so much fun. And it was a shit week at work. Come on, dogs. So it was super nice to hang out with everybody. Let's see. I'm going to flip you guys around. Got dog hair all over my camera. The adults really only come up. The fry are doing great. They're definitely getting bigger. There's still multiple sizes in here. There's tons and tons of fry. Once in a while, you'll see the adults pop up. There's some right there. You can barely see their bodies under the water. Come on, girls. So the neighbor's kid was out. His dog was barking. He's like, "There's no one there. Just shut up, dog." So the pond is green water. Hashtag green water. It was actually clearing out, but this week's been so hot and sunny that the green water came back, which has been great because green water is super awesome for fry. I'm hoping that these rainbows will spawn. I'm hoping a lot to where I can put some of the babies out there and let them go to town on green water. But the pond is doing super awesome. I messed this up, didn't I? Whatever. So, let me see. Delsa is so green, so awesome. I was actually going to do my live stream from inside the pond tonight, but I don't know. Like, it's just guppies in there, but I don't know. Not being able to see what's in there kind of has got that freaky feeling. I know in Rob 93's chat they were talking about being in the ocean and people being eaten by sharks and stuff. And I've been in the ocean quite a few times. I don't go venturing out, but you never know. I don't know. It creeps me out a little bit. I know it's only guppies, but maybe next week we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll get in it next week. To cure the green water, the only thing I could really do on that is to run a UV sterilizer. But green water is so beneficial for the fry that it's not worth doing. If it was a show pond, if I had koi in there, or like goldfish, something that you want to watch and enjoy, then I would run a UV sterilizer on it. But that's not the purpose of that pond. The purpose of that pond is so I can breed hundreds of guppies over the summer and, you know, have it be a production factory and hopefully maybe get some eggs out there pretty soon. But green water is good stuff. Adele says, so you can get in the predator pond at OFR, but can't sit in your guppy pond. See, with predator pond, you can see them. You can sit in there and you can watch them. And for the most part, the fish stay away from you, except for really the gar. Brutus stays away from you, which Brutus is like, he's a big dog. He's cool. Once in a while, I noticed that the hybrid cats would come, and it's... when you see the predator pond in person, it blows your mind. You know, you can watch OFR 24 hours a day and see these big fish, but once you see it in person, it really is like, wow, these are massive fish that are in this pond. Oh, here comes Charlotte. Massive fish. Now take that and then multiply that by 2 when you're in it, when you're sitting in there, like, you know, you're this deep in the water, and a hybrid cat comes up like right next to you. You're like, this thing is massive. The only ones I worry about are really the alligator gar. The platinum ones, they're fine. Like, they're inquisitive, but they leave you alone. But the big female alligator gar, that's the one when I was in there last time, my GoPro, that kept following me around. And they do have like a stick that you can use to like poke them away, but you know, just keep your eye on them. They leave you alone, but you never know if they ever might want to take a little taste of your arm or something. I have no problem though, because I can see them. I know what to expect. In a green water pond, I don't know what to expect. It's just guppies, but I don't know, there's just something back in my head, like I can't see it. I don't know what's in there. All I know is somebody could put a bull shark in there. I could lose a leg. I could lose an arm. Could be a bull shark in there. You never know. I saw somebody talking about the bull shark in the Ohio River. I believe that was not a true story. But Papa Shrimp, who was it that caught the Pleco? You know, I remember that happening. I don't remember who it was. And then I saw the Pleco the next day, actually. I saw the Pleco Sunday. It was actually in the deep end. It was actually like on the slate wall. It was at the bottom of the slate wall. But there was a Pleco that's... I didn't even know there was a Pleco in there. I guess the Pleco is like always hidden somewhere. And somebody swimming found it and like pulled them out. Like, I found the Pleco. And it's getting pretty big too. But yeah, I saw it Sunday. Adele said, I'm missing chat. I hate when the chat jumps. I leave it paused where I want to read, and then like as soon as I want to read it, it jumps down to like what the latest thing was. Haley says, Big Rich, I just need to move in. I miss everything, and I miss you. Look at Steven's little pond. It's cute. Papa Shrimp said, it was very cool hanging out. Got to go back and get some jams in. That was a lot of fun. Listening to you guys play guitar and play the drums. Gnarly Fish Tanks is going to alert mode, going to feed the fish room. That's what I do a lot. I'll just play somebody's channel and do the water changes. I changed the filter media on this right before I went live. The water was getting cloudy because the stupid sand. Don't use this sand, guys. I know I said it a million times. I'm slowly getting rid of the sand with water changes, siphoning it out. The fine sand, sandblasting crap, don't use it. It's terrible. But it's all cloudy, so I changed out the filter floss because that really does remove the fine particles out of the water. Because I can see on the YouTube stream it looks hazy or cloudy. That's all the sand particles. It's annoying. I also got a dog in my lap. That's semi-annoying. Bearded Fishkeeper said, Oddball, I bet Big Rich would pick you up from Greyhound in Cleveland. So she had talked about that, I know, before. I'm sure she's already mentioned this in the chat. I'm still catching up. She mentioned that before. Greyhound, the bus station's in downtown Columbus, and it's not on my way, but it's not out of my way to go. It's a different route to go far. So she took it to Columbus station, and I just picked her up, so that way she wasn't on the Greyhound any longer than she had to be. Oddball said, I'll make Steven pick me up. He deserves to have to ride with me smelling like a Greyhound for a few hours. It'll keep him in check. I've never been on Greyhound, but apparently it's not the desirable way to travel across states. Ryan said, I love the pond. Want one so bad. One day I'll have it. Everyone starts small. I bought that pond. It's just a pool. It's 500 gallons on eBay. I think it was around $100. I bought 2 of them. I guess right now there's like a shortage on backyard pools. Last year I just used an inflatable one. That's the one I would recommend for your first one. Inflatable, because they're stupid cheap. I got mine for like $20 at Menards like 2 summers ago, or like last summer I guess. It was like $20. You just blow up, fill it up with water. Mine went green water after a few weeks. I put some guppies in it. Explosion, right? End of the season, I just took a knife and deflated it. It's a throwaway. It's actually still in the backyard, balled up, because I didn't want to just like toss it. I was hoping like the recyclers would take it and like recycle the plastic, but I don't think they will. They don't take plastic bags, and I'm pretty sure they won't take that. So I needed to just dump it. But yeah, start with an inflatable one. Just plan on it being a throwaway. See if you like it or not, and then that would be your way to start small. If you like it, the next year do bigger. So this year I did the metal stands, like where it's got the metal legs, the metal frame. It's an Intex. I got 2 of them, only one set up right now. And and I think that's about as big as I'd want to go. I would love to have like an in-ground pond, but my backyard isn't big enough to do one. And I also have a gas line from the main like pipeline through the neighborhood goes right through my yard. So I can't, where I could put one, I can't because there's a gas pipe there. I think there's also maybe communication lines. I forget, they came out and marked them like a long time ago, and there was 2 lines. Maybe it's water. Could be water. But I would love to have, one day have a piece of property to where I could build a big pond and do all the fishy fun things. Oddball, where did I miss? Oh, okay. So Adele said, I need to set up a GoFundMe. Oh, I lost my spot. To make the trip over once restrictions ease up. It would be a ton of fun, Adele. Start putting $1 a week aside or something, or $5 a week aside, because by the time that restrictions ease up and hopefully the world goes back to normal, that $5 a week could really add up. Oh my gosh, chat jumped. Up, Small Fry Aquatics is here. I just saw my name was tagged. If you guys have questions, tag me at SC Aquatics because it highlights it on my screen. Makes it easier for me to read if somebody's trying to actually say something to me. Haley says she appreciates it as always. I'll make it back even if I have to take another Greyhound. Cue the Jaws theme, right? He's a big baby. I hope you're not talking about Big Rich like that. It's Little Rich. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Big Rich. He is Little Rich now. Adele said, Haley, I think the idea will, if you have a group weekend, so I get to meet as many OFR mods as possible. Would love to meet you too, girl. Yeah, I mean, if Adele, I'm sure if you came into town or into country basically to OFR, Big Rich and Josh would just put out the word about, hey, we're all hanging out this weekend, and a ton of people will show up. It's a great time. The OCA, the Ohio Cichlid Association thing, I believe is in the fall. That was a really good time last year. A ton of people came through OFR to hang out and tour the building and then just shoot the shit, basically. It was a ton of fun. I came up for, I think, the whole weekend for OFR, or OCA, and I had planned on going to the OCA. I never even left OFR. It was just too much fun. Didn't want to miss anything. But I think this year I'm going to try to maybe go to the OCA at least for like an hour. I do want to hit up the hotels because the hotels have all the room sales. So I just want to kind of check it out, see what it's all about. Somebody told me I should get a hotel room and sell products out of it. I don't know if I'll be doing that or not, because currently I don't sell cichlids. That might be changing. I think something I'm going to start doing is, I've talked about before of not doing the nano fish anymore, doing more rare stuff, but I want to start breeding some specific lines of fish. There is some tang cichlids I want to breed, maybe start with some neos and then go into a little bit more rare stuff. But I'm just hoping the import list gets better to where I can get in some adult fish to start a line of fish. Yeah, so that's the way I want to kind of take the business, is more homemade fish versus imports. Now there is some fish where it's just like the rainbows I'm going to have to import because there's some certain lines that I want to import to get them. The more rare stuff, that would be super sweet to get them in. I do want to get them in village variety in, and it'd be sweet if I get a breeding trio out of that, or a breeding pair. But they have on their list, they have some really cool rainbows. Their availability is not there yet. So hopefully that changes within the next couple months. Haley said, "Oh, Papa Shrimp, we gotta jam out. I know all the lyrics to every rock song. I can pretend to be a singer." Jerry knows this. Big Rich knows this. Every band has a groupie. Oddball Aquatics is the groupie. She can pretend to sing though. Dell, have you been to, is it Bondi or Bondi Beach? Because I am obsessed with watching the lifeguards there on YouTube. Is it like Baywatch? Chevy Fish said the bull sharks travel inland up the Mississippi River. I went to the beach. It was the first landing site for the colonists in Sydney. I just realized how far from Texas I am. You're very far from Texas. Australians are so polite and happy, like even when they are mad at each other. And Tel says, "Oh my God, you haven't seen the real Australians then." Okay. Wait, where did that go? Oh my gosh. GRB says, please consider hitting the like button. Thanks. Much appreciated. I don't even know where I was at, guys. Also, green whistle. We don't have that here in America. I'm pretty sure that's the most hilarious part of the whole show. Mike said, "Adele, if you come to OFR, bring us some wild-caught rainbow fish." For sure. You can do water changes on the airplane. Just keep going in there and changing the water. Delsa, yeah, I'd love to see how you guys do things. We don't really have well-known fish associations here. There's always a first. You could be the first one to start. Like, are you talking about like fish clubs? You guys have to have fish clubs, right? GRB, you guys have fish club, right? Papa Shrimp says, I gotta find me some coddle punks so I can restart my colony. Papa Shrimp, you're up close to is it Sand City cichlids? I think he's got cottos. I think is he in Akron? He's up that way, I know that. His name's Rick Woods. You can find him at Sand City Cichlids, or you can search Rick Woods on Facebook. But he does all tang cichlids pretty much. He's got a ton of them. Oddball said, I am not a groupie. I am a headliner. Get it right. Now, Haley said, yes, hotel room sales. Let's do it. I mean, I'm not interested in really buying cichlids, but I just want to see it all in person because, like, it's super awesome how much stuff people bring to sell. And you never know. Maybe there is something there. Once I see it, I fall in love with it. I don't want to buy it. But no convicts. Does anybody want convicts for real? The 150 I got from OFR. Sold 0 of them. They're 99 cents. Sold 0. And that 150 is like 300 now. Those little suckers are like guppies for cichlids. Yeah, I thought 150 of them in a 10-gallon tank be easy. All right, they're not going to breed. Well, when they jump tanks into a planted 20-gallon, boom, baby fry everywhere, everywhere. I'm telling you. So I pulled all the overflow strainers off that tank. So hopefully they'll get flushed down into the sump system, and then they can live out their lives down in the sump. The sump's planted. It's not like what you think as a sump. It's 100 gallons of plants. So that's where I've been catching some of the cichlids out and putting them down there. That way they can't jump into another tank. They can jump tank to tank, but that's it. So I don't have to worry about them. Like when I go out in my fish room and there's like 30 black neon tetras, and then right in the middle there's a little convict, something doesn't fit in that picture. So people talk about obviously put lids on it. Yes, I would, except for on the rack it's a flow through, so the water drips down to the next tank. So to cut these lids out, like specifically to go around the piping, and I'm like, I don't want to really do it because I like the open tops because A, it's easy to feed, but the big thing is like the light. I don't have the light growing all these plants having to go through twin wall tank lids. But I know tank lids would solve my problem, but the biggest thing to solve my problem is to get rid of the cichlids, the convicts. So if anybody wants convicts and you're in central Ohio, I will bring them to you for 99 cents a piece. I mean, at this point, you buy one, I'll give you 10 just to get rid of them. Yeah. And what's crazy is like on a wholesale list, wholesalers are selling these things for like $3, $4, up to $7 for big ones. I'm like, I'm trying to sell them for $1 and nobody's buying them. I mean, granted, I didn't try like contacting any kind of cichlid Facebook group. That's probably the best thing I should do is try to find like the Ohio cichlid group. I'm sure there's one in Columbus. Like, hey, if anybody's looking for a convict tank, you can have all the ones you want for free. Come get them, type deal. You know, part of me, this is how I ended up with a dwarf pea puffer. So I had a bloom of pond snails. I don't like pond snails. Snails are great. I love snails. I just don't like looking at pond snails. I like looking at ram's horns, neorites, assassin snails, whatever. So, somebody just bought something, whoever that was, thank you so much. I should mention, all fish foods are on sale right now. If you are subscribed to my email list, you will got the email yesterday about the sale. It's until the certain foods run out. Hikari's on sale, North Fin's on sale. I think I even put Sarah on sale. Sarah's expensive, so I did put it on sale. Everything's on sale. Some of this stuff was already really cheap. Like if a Hikari food was like $3.99, it's like $2.99. You might be thinking like $1 off, but think of the percentage. That's like 25% off, right? It's while supplies last. So I'm trying to move all the fish foods out. So there is a reason. I'm trying to get rid of all the fish foods. Fish foods, there's some that are really popular that I stock and I sell them. And there's some that are just like, they're just there. So like if you're buying some equipment, you're like, hey, I need some fish food. Let me see. Okay, I'm buying some fish food for the next month here. It's been like I don't know what the word is. A convenience factor, right? Well, I want to start doing this breeding, and I want to basically move all the inventory stuff out of this room out to the fish room, all the fish room out to the garage, and set up the garage for breeding. And this is like the first step. I want to try to make room, and if you want cichlid food from Hikari, so cichlid gold, what was the other one? I thought I had cichlid cell, but I must be incorrect on that. So cichlid golds different pellet sizes and different bag sizes. Got a ton of it. So yeah, just letting you guys know it's all on sale. It's until it sells out. A lot of it I will not be restocking. Just a FYI, get it while you can. It's $9.99 flat rate shipping. You spend 50 bucks, it's free. And included in that free shipping is plants. I do have like Java ferns and Nubius in stock. I think I'm out of banana plants. I think I just sent out my last order of those today or yesterday. Ton of Nubius in stock. That falls in that, so for 50 bucks you get free shipping and get some plants, food, or fertilizer, whatever you guys want. Just to let you know, I had to throw that ad out there. But let's get back to talking about Haley on a Greyhound now. I'm kidding. Anna says, do you have any swords in stock? So, I might. So my indoor pond has a ton of plants in it. The surface has duckweed on it, so it's hard to see what I have. So I need to get in there and pull those plants out and move them out into other tanks where I can see them. Because I was using that indoor pond, it's that plywood build I did, to convert everything from immersed to submerged grown. So they've been in there for a couple months now. So now I can move it all. I know I had these swords. So you can see, can you guys see? Let me look at my big screen. See the brown leaves? So that was immersed grown. I guess I need to line up this right here. Is that lined up? Yeah, this leaf right here. That's immersed grown. Submerged grown's the center. It's really narrow leaves. And basically any leaf that's brown or golden, that was all, these are, all plants are, when you're buying them online, they're usually grown in a farm atmosphere where they're grown above water, because like in Florida or overseas, they're grown above water because they can grow them super quick. You get them, they melt. I know this. I've made videos about this. If you get a plant and melts, leave it be. It'll grow back. So this plant was green when I pulled it out of the pond. It was still fairly new. Put it in here, start melting. Let it be. All the new growth shooting up. I don't know if you can see it in the background. It might, yeah, it's too small. You can see roots. I'm terrible at this. Terrible. I need like a laser pointer. It's shooting roots out. It's growing. Doing super good. But those are the only swords I know for sure I have. And I'd sell you these, but until they convert over, I don't know. I hate to say, I'd rather sell you one either fully converted or fully not converted. You get one like that, you're like, what the heck? Like, it looks like two different plants. But most people on my channel know about converting plants, and I'd rather sell them all converted. Just, that's the best way to do it. I did ship out some Java Fern today. I would say they're mediocre, if I'm honest. They're not big plants. They're probably about like that tall. They're not tiny. They come in like super small. I pay less money for the small ones, and then I can grow them in my tank. And but usually, like once they're planted, or with Java Fern, you glue them, or string tie them to a rock or driftwood. That's when they can really root in. I can't do that. Well, I mean, could, but then I have to sell it as Java Fern on wood or rock. So these guys float in a mat in my tanks, and then I pull them to sell them. What else is going on? Haley says, dang, he's on to me. He's got 6 minutes. He's got 6 minutes left. I should troll him again. You people. AKA Haley and Adele. Starting trouble. Tiffany said, have you started trying to grow any pothos yet? No, so I haven't. I still want to do something. I really actually kind of want to put a canister on this tank to increase flow for the plecos. I'd like to do, inlet on one side, return on the other, and get this flow going across. The problem is I can't put a canister on that until I get that stupid sand out of there. I'm telling you, stupid sand. If you got anything from this live stream, it's that fish foods are on sale. And the sand, the fine sand, the blasting sand, it's terrible. Don't buy it. So I know Mike that's in the chat, he's got blasting sand, but he's got the medium, and he definitely said that it's not nearly like this. This stuff's like a powder. It's baby powder that's sand. Like, if you can look, you see how it looks like there's two layers. Like, it almost looks like I dirted the tank and then I capped it. It's the granule size. So when the plecos, and this wave, this is from the plecos. The plecos are doing this. This was all smooth. They're kind of, when they zoom around, they're kicking all the sand up. When they kick it up, all the fine particles, which is what all this cloud is, gets suspended. And then it does settle. These box filters do create a decent amount of current. Not enough for the plecos. I mean, I guess I could put a power head in there, but I still need to get that sand out of there. It would be a hot mess. That fine sand finally filters and falls down, and it's creating this cap. Well, the problem is, it creates the cap, and then the plecos go nuts, and then it just repeats. So I have been, whenever I do a big water change, I've been using the gravel vac, the Python. It's right here, and I've been taking sand out. And I did make a mistake. Here's another tip. The first bucket, I may have taken, so I get my 55-gallon trash can that I use in the fish room. I just bring the trash can in here, hook up the Python. It's not a Python brand. This is one I've had from like 10 years ago. Hook it up, drain it into the bucket, then I drag the trash can to the bathroom, dump it. I didn't really think about the sand in the bottom of the bucket. So I get to the bathtub, and it's just, that's how I do water changes quick. I just take 40 gallons and dump it in the bathroom. To refill this tank, I have a 100-foot hose that comes from my fish room out to here. I just use my phone, click on the pump, fill it up, click it off with my phone. Anyways, so I take the trash can, dump it in the bathtub, and I immediately realized, shit, I effed up. Wasn't even thinking about the sand, because like I was sucking all this crap out. Fills up the bathtub full of sand. You know what happens when you get really, really fine sand that goes down the drain in your bathtub? I'm on a slab, so I don't have downward sloping pipes. My pipes are all horizontal, so it comes out of the bathtub and then immediately goes like sideways. Sand clogs up a lot of stuff because it compacts and sits in stuff. Like, yeah. So I messed that up. So now on, so that's how the pond outdoors got a black substrate. I started dumping all the water I was taking out here into the pond outdoors, because I was like, I hate wasting it. I spent it was $10. So I put it in the pond outside, so it's got a sand substrate. And then I had to basically fill up my tub and let it all drain, fill it up, let it all drain to flush out the sand that was in the pipe. Yeah, that was a mistake, so don't do that either. But if you're listening to me, you're not going to be buying that sand anyways, right? Hopefully not. Man, I don't know where I was going with that story. Power head. I can't put a power head on until I get the sand out. That's what it comes down to. Adele, clown puke gravel, the stuff of my nightmares. I'd rather have clown puke gravel right now than the sand. This sand. I should have stick to my pool filter sand. I wanted black sand. The thing is, it's not even black. The stuff down here is dark. The medium granules, the medium size, it's black. All the fine stuff's like dirt. It's dirt. It looks like dirt. Yeah. Oddball said, I will disown you if you put clown puke gravel in there. You know what? Function over fashion. That was a big thing. We used to say function over form in the car world. You know, people would make fun of you for having like off-brand wheels or parts versus like the name brand. If it functions, it functions. It's function over form. Yeah, I really wanted. If I do anything, it'd be black gravel or. I'm really not a fan of like a full tank of natural looking gravel where it's like all natural gravel. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like black substrates or like pool filter sand. I do like natural rock when it's put into a scape. So I thought about doing, since I got these 3 Amazons, doing like islands and maybe doing like natural gravel around the base of each plant and then doing black sand around it. I don't know. I'm not an aquascaper. This is me aquascaping. That's it. Mike says Stratum or Eco Complete. I have both of them. Think I don't? Here's one of the little bags of Stratum. I have bigger bags out in the garage. This is the 4.4 pound. Here's the Eco Complete. I don't know how much this is. 10 pounds, 8 pounds, whatever pounds. Yep, I got it all. That's also the problem when you have a fish business, is it's way too easy for me to be like, man, I really want to plant this tank with some stratum. I could just go grab it out of the room, but it's taking like inventory out of the business. And like, if there's times where I do need fish food or like the other day I needed some beta bits. So I went to grab some North Fin beta bits off the wall, and I had to pause and stop myself because I have to go on the website and remove that quantity off of the website so that way I don't mess up inventory. It's way too easy when you stock stuff all over your house to sell to just grab stuff. And I know OFR did the scrapscape. They did that. They did that with the globe tank, and that was the whole. Rachel did that whole thing, you know, escaping from scraps. I'm like, well, I feel like I'm cheating because I have so much stuff here. I mean, I have all the Aqua Vitro scaping tools, like the spade, the tweezers, the scissors, the curved ones. I sell them all. Like I have all the stuff to be able to make a sweet tank, but I'm not that artistic up here. I'm very good at a lot of things, just not scaping. Like if somebody gave me a picture and said make this, I could for sure. But I have problems trying to come up with like creativity with that kind of stuff. Oddball, thank you for posting the link 614fish.com. If you're an email subscriber, you can still use your discount on top of the sale. If you want to. If not, hey, I appreciate it either way. You know, you're buying stuff. I did get 2 or 3 orders I saw come across my screen. Whoever that was, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I do believe I'm over my time limit tonight, guys. And let me know, drop a comment on this video because I'm going to end the stream here before I can listen to everybody talk. Let me know what you think about me going live on Fridays after OFR instead of on Wednesdays. I think it might work out, so that would put me in the time slot between OFR and LRB. It's just something I was playing around back in my head. Like, I can go live from like 8:30 to 9:30. So OFR technically is over at 8. Big Rich will run it till 8:30 sometimes, which I'm cool with. I do moderate for OFR. So I thought about going live at 8:30 on Fridays now instead of Wednesdays because I'm here. I'm already moderating the OFR channel, and if they run late, cool, because I'll just wait to go live until they're done. Like, it's not a big deal. The only reason I brought that up, or I'm thinking about that, is because Corey from Aquarium Co-op is going live at like 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays now, which is way before me. But he went over like last week, and let's just be honest, I don't want to compete against Aquarium Co-op for live stream time. So I feel like Friday streaming, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will probably be like my default now. I used to be on Fridays. Originally I was after LRB. Problem was I was always so tired I was falling asleep before my live streams. But I feel like Fridays I'll be fine, especially since I'm up and already in the OFRs. So, and they're great people. I mean, you guys know I love them to death. So I'm sure they wouldn't mind at the end of their stream saying like, "Hey, SC's going live. Check them out." Maybe, maybe I could talk Josh into dropping that. But anyways, guys, drop a comment on that because I'm going to end this and I won't see the live chat. So drop a comment if you think I should go live on Fridays or if you like me on Wednesdays. Let me know because it's, I like your guys' feedback. That's how I do everything around here. Anyways, hopefully these guys breed here. Where are they? That's not them. Oh, they're all the way over here in the corner. I don't know why I'm whispering. There they are. They're over here by the zebra pleco. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's Dan's Fish is on. I'm sure. I don't even know what he's giving away this week. If he's doing a giveaway, go check out Dan's Fish. That's the right thing to do as a creator. Name off the next person in line if you know who's live streaming after you. Check out Dan's Fish. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And I'll see you next week or possibly Sunday if I go live from OFR. Or maybe Friday if I go live after OFR. I don't know. But, I'll see you around for sure. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.